In a world where shadows loom larger than the faces of those around her, 12-year-old Mia often felt like a wisp of smoke, unseen and unnoticed in the foster home that had become her temporary prison. The bustling sounds of laughter and joyous shouts echoed through the halls, but to Mia it all felt like a distant melody, one she longed to join but never could. Surrounded by children who formed lasting friendships with ease, her laughter was but a whisper against the cacophony of new lives being lived, swallowed whole by moments that bypassed her. She navigated the colorful chaos like a ghost, floating through a place that promised warmth yet left her feeling chilled to the bone. Each day blurred into the next, indistinguishable from the last, a monotonous routine punctuated only by the memories of a love that felt worlds away. The echoes of her mother's tearful goodbye danced in her mind, playing like a haunting melody that both comforted her and deepened her sorrow. Mia would often find herself in the quiet corners of her mind, replaying the last moments they had shared, the warmth of her mother's embrace, the gentle sound of her voice, and the sparkle in her eyes that told Mia she would always be there, even when they were worlds apart. Those memories served as a bittersweet refuge, allowing her to escape the harsher realities of her life, even if only for a moment. In the dimly lit corners of her heart, the memory of snuggling under a single lamp, listening intently as her mother spun tales of brave nights and starry skies, felt like a fragile oasis in the desert of her loneliness. But Mia's sanctuary was a place of fleeting happiness, forever tinged with shades of longing. Each day passed, robbing Mia of the vibrant colors of childhood while enveloping her in a gray, monotonous haze of despair. It was on one fateful afternoon, thick with the weight of boredom and raw curiosity, that she stumbled upon the cramped attic space she shared with others. Cracking open the creaky door that led to the attic, Mia ventured into the dimly lit room filled with dust and the remnants of forgotten lives. Her heart surged with a mixture of dread and anticipation as she inhaled the stale air infused with secrets waiting to be uncovered. As she explored the darkness, her heartbeat quickened. A glimmer of something caught her eye, a door marked "Do Not Enter," its presence a tantalizing reminder of the forbidden. The allure of the unknown propelled her forward, mingling with her innate sense of curiosity. Gathering her courage, Mia grasped the cold handle, feeling its weight in her palm, a tangible connection to the mystery that lay just beyond. With a deep breath, she turned the knob, the door creaking open to reveal a world that seemed to pulse with dormant stories. Inside, the air felt thick with dust, reminiscent of an old photograph, and countless boxes lined the walls like sentinels guarding the past. What truly held Mia's attention, however, was the old diary perched on a shelf, its leather cover cracked and faded but still somehow bursting with untold stories. As she reached for it, her fingers brushed against the delicate pages, sending a ripple of energy through her as she realized she was on the brink of a revelation that would change everything. This diary, tucked away like a secret, held the promise of connection, a bridge to understanding the very fabric of her history. If you also feel this ache in your chest, consider liking and subscribing. Someone else might need to hear this story today. As Mia's heart raced with anticipation, she could hardly grasp the magnitude of how this moment could alter the trajectory of her life. That dusty, forgotten attic, a space once filled with echoes of the past, was about to become the sanctuary of her awakening. As Mia cradled the old diary in her hands, she felt its weight not just as a relic of the past, but as a vessel carrying the whispers of lives once lived. Slowly, she settled into a corner of the attic, nestling herself among the shadows that had become her companions. The rough wooden floor felt cool beneath her, contrasting the warmth of her anticipation. The sun's rays filtered through the narrow slats, casting diagonal beams across the dust, creating an ethereal glow that illuminated the pages of the diary. With a gentle touch, she carefully opened it, and the musty scent of aged paper and ink enveloped her, transporting her into a different world. As she leaned closer, the handwritten words appeared, slightly faded but still alive with emotion. The text began to unfold tales of triumph and sorrow, chronicling the struggles faced by the woman who once held this very diary in her own hands. Flashes of her mother's life leapt from the pages, each stroke of the pen filled with the essence of pain and resilience. A visceral connection ignited within Mia as she began to read, her heart swelling in an inexplicable twist of familiarity. She hadn't known much about her mother's life, only fragments that slipped through her fingers like sand. But now those pieces began to coalesce. With every turn of the page, Mia was swept into a whirlwind of her mother's experiences, the warmth of small victories, the heaviness of difficult choices, and the heartache of moments that never seemed to end. As the narrative unfolded, Mia found herself picturing her mother in those days, the scent of her favorite perfume, that soft laughter that had once lit up their small apartment, the warmth of their shared meals under the glow of their dim kitchen light. But as she read on, the image became more complex, filled with hardships that Mia could barely fathom. Her mother wrote of late nights spent toiling in dead-end jobs, the struggle to make ends meet, and the constant weight of fear hanging over her choices like a dark cloud. Mia gripped the edges of the diary tightly, a surge of emotions coursing through her, anger at the world for the struggles her mother faced, sorrow for the life they could have had, and a fierce longing to understand why she was left behind. These recollections filled the aching void inside her, introducing layers of her mother that Mia had never perceived. She realized that the woman she had long idealized was not merely a figure in a fading memory, but a strong, flawed human being navigating life's relentless currents, making choices that would ultimately lead to her absence. The words danced before her, illuminating the shadows of her childhood. Memories of her mother's lullabies came rushing back, the soothing cadence of a voice that seemed lost in time, and the way the apartment felt alive with warmth whenever she was near. But now, those memories felt overshadowed by a harsh reality. Maya read passages filled with her mother's confessions, the heart-rending struggle of making a life in a world that felt devoid of support. Each story resonated like echoes reverberating off the attic walls, merging past and present, revealing the woman who had fought against relentless tides for her daughter's sake. She had forfeited comforts, cherished dreams, and moments of joy, yearning for a better life, never fully aware of the cost it would exact. A vivid memory surfaced with each line, the time they had run through the park together, her mother's laughter echoing as they raced towards the swings, sunlight dancing on their skin as they filled the air with their crowing joy. That day, they had climbed trees and picked flowers, a kaleidoscope of colors swirling around them, and Mia could feel that magic blooming again as she read. But woven alongside these joyful recollections were tales of her mother's despair, the pain of loss, and the crushing weight of responsibility that had eventually pulled them apart. Mia felt her heart ache at the realization that her mother had had dreams too, dreams that began to fade like the colors of an old photograph. As the haunting details poured forth from the pages, they painted a portrait of a woman who had loved fiercely, yet felt trapped by circumstances beyond her control. Mia began piecing together fragments of her mother's life, absorbing the tales of battles fought in silence, the fear that had dictated choices, the strings of fate binding them in this unexpected dance of separation. With each revelation, Mia felt a flicker of something she thought lost forever, the strength that came from understanding and empathy. The emotional distance that had once defined her existence began to dissolve, replaced by a growing sense of identity rooted in her mother's story. As she turned the pages, the realization struck her. In those moments of despair, her mother had been fighting not just for herself but for her, even when it seemed like she had given up. The love embedded in the ink fueled her desire to find meaning and connection, a bridge across which both their stories could meet. The diary became not just a chronicle of her mother's life but a roadmap towards her own healing. In the vibrant tapestry woven through the pages, Mia felt the threads of strength and resilience binding mother and daughter, transcending the miles and mysteries that separated them. With every word absorbed, Mia began to understand the catharsis of her mother's plight. In their shared legacy lay moments of joy nestled amidst struggles, weaving a story of love that defied despair. This newfound understanding lit a fire within her, a determination to carry that legacy into her own life. No longer would she allow the pains of the past to define her. Instead, she felt propelled towards the future, empowered by the memories that forged a bond with a mother whose story was intricately interwoven with her own. As Mia immersed herself deeper into her mother's diary, she felt the weight of her family's history enveloping her like a thick fog. Each page drew her into a narrative bursting with love, hardship, and regret. Her mother had chronicled her struggles with unyielding honesty, the battles of life that raged silently and the dreams that had flickered like candle flames, always threatened by the surrounding darkness. With each revelation, Mia's connection to this woman, once merely an echo in her memory, deepened profoundly. One passage held her attention, written in a nearly frantic scroll. The name Clara stood out amid confessions of desperation and hope. Clara was not just a name for Mia. She represented a lifeline, a friend who had supported her mother during the hardest times. Her mother often wrote, "Without Clara, I wouldn't have survived some nights." This struck Mia like a lightning bolt. Clara was essential to understanding the full depth of her mother's story. Determined to learn more about this pivotal figure in her mother's life, Mia spent days sifting through the diary's contents, making notes of every detail about Clara and their friendship. With new vigor, Mia decided she must find Clara. The connection could potentially unravel even more of her mother's hidden past. A sensation of purpose surged through her as she envisioned this venture as not merely a search but a quest to reclaim a part of her identity. One afternoon, with the diary tucked securely under her arm, Mia descended from the attic into the main living area of the foster home. She approached Lisa, an older girl known for her caring demeanor, a recipient of many shared secrets. "Do you know anyone named Clara?" Mia inquired, her hands trembling as the question left her lips. Lisa's brow furrowed slightly, and then recognition sparked in her eyes. "Clara? She was a friend of your mom's. I remember them together. They were quite close." Mia felt a thrill at the connection, as if the walls of her world were beginning to illuminate. "Do you know where she is now?" Mia pressed, hope lifting her voice. "Last I heard, Clara moved to Lakewood. You might still find her at the community center there," Lisa replied thoughtfully. This new knowledge electrified Mia. She had to find Clara, the key to unlocking her mother's legacy. The next few days were consumed with planning. Mia shared her intentions to seek out Clara, and Lisa agreed to accompany her, supporting this vital search. As the day of their departure drew near, a whirlwind of emotions danced within Mia. Anxiety, excitement, a longing for connection surged in tandem. This was not just a trip. It was an opportunity to bridge the gap between her mother's past and her present. When the bus rolled into Lakewood, Mia's heartbeat quickened at the sight of the quaint town. The atmosphere felt familiar yet distant, a reflection of the comfort she sought. As they stepped off the bus and approached the community center, the welcoming facade ignited anticipation. Could this be where the threads of her life began to weave a more intricate tapestry? Inside, the sounds of laughter and community floated around them. Mia's heart raced as her eyes darted across the room, searching each face for a hint of recognition. Eventually, she spotted a woman with familiar features, warmth radiating from her like sunlight. The moment felt surreal as Clara turned, her expression shifting from surprise to recognition. "Mia, is that you?" Clara exclaimed, stepping forward. Her voice shimmered with memories, and upon being embraced, Mia felt an overwhelming sense of belonging. This was it, the connection she had sought, a reunion interlaced with the love that had traveled through time. Mia pulled back slightly to catch Clara's gaze. "I read my mom's diary. She wrote so much about you. I needed to find you." The words tumbled out in a rush, fueled by desperation to uncover the past. Clara's expression softened. She understood the weight behind those words. "Your mother meant a great deal to me," she replied. "We supported one another, especially during the rough times. There's so much to tell you." As they settled into a corner of the community center, Mia leaned in, hanging on to Clara's every word. Clara recounted tales of her friendship with Mia's mother, memories intertwined with laughter and tears, narratives spilling over with the truth that Mia had yearned for. Every story illuminated facets of her mother's life that had remained hidden from Mia, enriching the bond between mother and daughter. Mia sensed the legacy of love coursing through their shared history, a thread of connection binding them even beyond the years. Clara revealed how her mother always fought fiercely for a better life, how her dreams, though sometimes dimmed by despair, had always flickered with hope. It all felt like coming home. Pieces of a puzzle she had long considered lost suddenly clicking into place. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting golden hues across the room, Mia realized she was not just connecting with her mother's past. She was shaping her future. With each shared story, she fortified the foundation for the life she wished to build. A life steeped in understanding, resilience, and love, echoing through generations. Mia couldn't shake the feeling that her journey was just beginning. The path ahead promised exploration, healing, and the opportunity to create her own story. One that would honor her mother and preserve the spirit of resilience they both embodied. Armed with newfound knowledge and determination, Mia embraced this next chapter, ready to face whatever came next, feeling entirely whole for the first time. As twilight enveloped the community center, the warmth of shared stories lingered between Mia and Clara. While people mingled around them, laughter resonated, but Mia remained encapsulated in the moment, absorbing every word Clara shared. The more Clara spoke about her mother, the more Mia felt the warmth of connection blossoming in her heart. But then Clara's expression shifted, her tone growing serious. "There's something else I need to share. Something about your mom that I haven't told you yet." The gravity of her words pulled Mia in, her heart starting to race. Clara continued, "During one of our darkest nights, your mom confided in me about a decision she regretted regarding you. There was a period she felt she might have to let you go, driven by her struggles. It was the hardest decision of her life." Mia's heart sank, confusion and sadness mingling. "What do you mean? Let me go? Why would she ever consider that?" The question hung heavily in the air, mingled with disappointment. "Your mother was fighting battles we couldn't see, trying to keep her head above water," Clara explained. "There was fear, Mia, fear that she couldn't provide the life you deserved." Each word cut through Mia like a sharp breeze, forcing her to confront emotions she had buried deep within. "So she thought she'd be better off without me." Mia's voice trembled, her feelings spinning in a whirlpool of anger and sadness. "Why didn't she fight harder?" Clara reached out, gently clasping Mia's hand, her grip steady and reassuring. "It was never about not loving you. It was about feeling hopeless. Your mother believed she was protecting you by considering that choice, thinking maybe it would give you a chance at a better life." Mia processed this, trying to reconcile her feelings with the truth. Memories flashed through her mind, a kaleidoscope of moments where she felt the absence of a mother's presence. So she really did want me? She was fighting to find a way back to me? Each revelation ignited new sparks of understanding, but also discomfort of what that meant. "Yes, she wanted you to know she never stopped loving you," Clara reassured her. "Your mother had a fire inside her, one that never extinguished, even when faced with unimaginable challenges. She sought ways to reunite with you, even if her steps felt hesitant." This realization wrapped around Mia. It illuminated the shadows of her mother's experiences. As Clara continued, Mia felt hope gradually rising through layers of hurt. "Your mom wrote to me about her dreams for you, how she dreamed of a future where you both could connect again. She left behind clues, small pieces woven into her life's fabric." "Clues?" Mia echoed, her heart racing with renewed purpose. "What kind of clues?" "There are stories, paths leading to her. Small memories that will help you uncover the love that defined her journey," Clara explained, an inviting smile breaking through her solemn expression. "Your job is to gather these pieces and create the bridge between you." Fueled by Clara's words, Mia felt determination ignite within her. "I want to honor her. I want to know it all," she declared. "I need to find those pieces." Over the following weeks, Mia and Clara transformed their meetings into heartfelt explorations, diving into the layers of Mia's mother's past. Together, they sought old friends and familiar faces, visited locations that bore witness to her upbringing, and uncovered remnants of a life woven with both struggle and hope. Each reveal unfurled a deeper understanding of the woman Mia had only glimpsed through memories. In their quest, they stumbled upon several notes hidden in books Mia's mother had cherished, snippets of dreams and memories that came to life in ink. It was as if each phrase spoke directly to Mia, creating a bridge across time. Some days were filled with laughter, other days tears. Each moment brought healing amid heartache, and through it all, Mia sensed her mother's presence guiding her along the way. Clara became not only a connection to the past, but also a friend whom Mia knew she could always rely on. One day, while flipping through an old photo album they had discovered, a picture caught Mia's eye. A photograph of her mother standing proudly next to Clara, both wearing huge smiles. There was something in her mother's eyes, a spark that felt deeply familiar yet distant. "Can you tell me about this day?" Mia asked, pointing to the photograph that seemed to encapsulate joy. Clara's face lit up. That was a pivotal moment for her. She had finally reached a point in her life where she felt hopeful. It was a day filled with dreams where she believed she could make things work. She was radiant. As Mia stared at the photo, a warm sensation enveloped her. Each interaction revealed how deeply her mother had cared, how desperately she had wanted to protect their bond, even when circumstances led to separation. The more they uncovered, the more pieces of her own identity began to fit into place. "Mia, this journey isn't just about uncovering your mother's past," Clara reminded her one day, a gentle yet firm tone. "It's also about shaping your future. You're creating your own story. Each piece of your mother's past is enriching your life today." Mia pondered Clara's words, realizing how intertwined their destinies had become. "I want to carry this legacy forward. I want to become an extension of her love and resilience," Mia asserted, a sense of peace flooding her heart. As they dug deeper into the past, Mia found a letter addressed to her within another stack of belongings. The envelope was worn and marked with fading ink. With trembling hands, she opened it and began to read. Her mother's words flowed over her like a gentle summer breeze, filled with love, longing, and unwavering hope. I want you to know that every decision I've made has been drenched in love for you. You, Mia, are my greatest joy. The tears streamed down her cheeks as realizations dawned. She understood now that the choices had come from a place of love, that her mother's heart had never truly forgotten her. Everything she had sought, the love, the connection, was now standing before her in the form of these vibrant memories. As Mia wrapped up her journey of exploration, she felt strength blossoming within her, a sense of resilience echoing through the pages of her mother's life. Standing in the community center with Clara, Mia understood that this was not just about her mother's legacy. It was about her own burgeoning story. Their laughter echoed in the walls around them as she stepped forward on a path that felt destined, ready to embrace whatever lay ahead. With Clara at her side and the love of her mother forever in her heart, Mia felt whole. She was finally forging the bonds that would guide her through life, weaving a tapestry of love, strength, and belonging from a past that was hers to reclaim. As dawn painted the sky in soft hues of pink and gold, Mia found herself standing at a crossroads she had long imagined. The sun broke through the horizon, illuminating the community center where she had unearthed layers of her family's past. Each ray felt like a warm embrace, symbolizing the transformation she had undergone. With newfound clarity flooding her heart, she realized it was time to honor her mother's journey and complete her own. The weight of the past no longer felt like a burden, but a guiding light illuminating the path ahead. Clara stood beside her, radiating supportive energy, embodying a steadfast friendship that had blossomed through shared experiences. "What's on your mind today, Mia?" Clara asked gently, her face reflecting the warmth of the morning sun. Mia took a deep breath, her heart racing as she gathered her thoughts. "I want to do something meaningful. I want to celebrate my mother's life and everything she stood for. Her dreams, her struggles, her love." Tears glistened in her eyes as she spoke, emotion pouring from within her. "I need to make a gesture, a way to bring closure to this journey and honor her memory." Clara nodded in understanding. "That's a beautiful idea. Your mother was a fighter, and so are you. We can create a day to remember her, to share her story with others. Let's gather people who knew her, people she loved." Their plan unfolded like a tapestry, each thread sewn together by memories and intentions. Clara and Mia prepared an event, inviting friends and community members who had crossed paths with her mother. Together they set up a space in the community center, adorned with photographs and notes that captured the essence of a life lived passionately despite the obstacles. As the day approached, Mia's heart fluttered with anticipation. Memories of her mother danced through her thoughts, fueling her determination to create a lasting impact. When the day finally arrived, the sun glowed brightly as friends and family began to pour into the community center, filling the air with laughter and nostalgia. Standing in the center of the room, Mia scanned the crowd, noting familiar faces. The warmth of connection enveloped her. She felt a surge of gratitude for everyone who showed up, eager to honor the woman who had shaped so many lives, including her own. The atmosphere buzzed with vibrant energy, a testament to her mother's legacy. As she gathered herself to speak, Mia's heart raced. She stepped forward, taking a moment to collect her thoughts. "Thank you all for being here," she began, her voice steady but emotional. "Today, we gather not just to remember my mother, but to celebrate the love and resilience she embodied." With each word, a wave of emotion washed over the crowd, their eyes reflecting understanding and kindness. She faced challenges that many couldn't see, yet she always fought for brighter days. "In her absence, I felt lost, but through the journey I've taken, I've learned that her courage has become part of who I am." As she spoke, she felt a sense of freedom unfurling within her, allowing her to move forward with authenticity. She continued, recalling stories shared with Clara, memories that painted a picture of love woven through life's hardships. "My mother wanted nothing more than to connect and nurture, and with the help of so many of you today, I hope to carry forward that spirit." When Mia finished, a wave of applause erupted, filling the room with palpable energy. Clara stepped forward and whispered, "Let's share our stories together." Mia smiled and invited others to join her. One by one, friends and acquaintances stepped into the light, offering heartfelt tales of her mother's impact in their lives, giving voice to the love that had enveloped Mia's heart all along. As each story unfolded, Mia was moved. Every person reminiscing enhanced the fabric of her mother's narrative, weaving together a tapestry that stretched across different lives. People vividly shared how her mother had helped them find joy, how kindness shone through her even on the darkest days. A woman stepped forward, her eyes glistening with emotion. "Your mother taught me that hope never truly dies, Mia. She showed me how to cherish the small moments, to find laughter even when life felt unbearable." Another shared, "She was my rock. In times of uncertainty, her words pulled me through. She embodied hope." In the midst of these shared experiences, Mia felt a beautiful intertwining emerge, how her mother's essence lived on in the hearts of those she touched. Each story added color to the tapestry, reinforcing connections that would guide Mia going forward. Eventually, the atmosphere shifted into a gentle nostalgia as the sun began to dip lower in the sky, casting golden rays across the room. Mia felt the collective energy shift into reverence as they transitioned to a moment of remembrance, a ritual that celebrated the life of her mother. With Clara's guidance, they lit candles representing the light her mother had brought into their lives. As the flickering flames illuminated the room, Mia felt a wave of peace wash over her. She closed her eyes, allowing memories to wash over her. Each candle represented a shared moment of love, a testament to a life that had impacted so many. As everyone illuminated their candles, Mia opened her eyes and stepped to the front one more time. "Let's carry her light forward. May those candles remind us not just of her memory, but of the love she ignited in each of us. Let's continue to share stories, to nourish those threads of connection among one another. We are her legacy." Just as Mia finished speaking, a gust of wind swept through the open window, causing the flickering flames to dance. In that moment, Mia saw a reflection of her mother's spirit in the warmth radiating from the candles. She felt her mother's love wrapping around her, affirming her presence. As the evening concluded, laughter and warmth lingered, intertwining with heartfelt connections that would transcend the end of that day. Mia understood that the journey was not simply about closure. It was about moving forward with strength rooted in the love and resilience she had inherited. She embraced Clara, feeling gratitude swell in her heart. "Thank you for guiding me through this," she whispered, tears of joy glistening in her eyes. Clara smiled back, her support unwavering. "Mia," Clara replied softly, "you've become the embodiment of your mother's legacy. You carry her spirit with you, and now you can share that light with the world." As Mia held her candle, the light illuminating her face, she glanced around the room at the faces of those who came together to celebrate her mother. Each flicker represented hope, the bonds they created today, and the love that had never wavered, would echo through the corridors of time. In that moment, Mia knew she had reclaimed not just her mother's legacy, but had forged a new path filled with belonging, resilience, and love. She stepped outside into the cool evening air, feeling the gentle breeze kiss her cheeks as she closed her eyes, whispering softly, "Thank you, Mom." And in her heart, she knew that she would carry that love wherever her journey took her next. In embracing her past, Mia discovered her future, a future she would live boldly, with the spirit of her mother lighting the way forward. As the cool evening breeze danced around Mia, wrapping her in a gentle embrace, she felt a new energy coursing through her veins. The candlelight from the community center shimmered in her memory, each flicker acting as a guide illuminating her path ahead. This ceremony had not only celebrated her mother's life, but had sparked within Mia a burning desire to pursue her own story with purpose. Heading home, Mia reflected on the profound moments of the evening. There was excitement bubbling deep within her, a mixture of anticipation and resolve. Each heartfelt story shared and connection made had built a sense of community around her, drawing her closer to the woman her mother had been. Yet as she stepped inside her home, the realization dawned that her journey was far from complete. She longed to dive deeper into her mother's past and explore the dreams that had once filled her heart. The following days became a transformative quest for Mia as she sought out remnants of her mother's life. With Clara by her side, they set out to uncover more stories that would shine light on the woman who had once faced countless challenges yet always fought to keep hope alive for Mia. They ventured through old neighborhoods where her mother had lived, visiting the places that had shaped her experiences. One afternoon, Mia and Clara found themselves in a quaint cafe her mother used to frequent, the walls adorned with pictures and memorabilia. It felt like stepping into a time capsule. Mia eagerly struck up conversations with the employees and customers who had known her mother, gathering bits of wisdom and laughter shared over the years. A barista named Jamie chimed in. Your mother was a regular here, always jotting down notes and scribbling ideas. She had these incredible stories constantly swirling around in her head. Jamie's face lit up with fondness. She had a dream of becoming a writer to share her life's tales. Mia sat rapt with attention. "Can you tell me more about her stories?" she asked, holding on to Jamie's every word. "She would write about her dreams, visions for a better life, and her love for you," Jamie said, a nostalgic smile gracing her lips. "Even in hard times, she spoke with hope. It was contagious. It's clear she wanted you to know the beauty in her struggles." Each piece of information fueled Mia's desire to forge a new connection to her mother's aspirations. Inspired by Jamie's words, she decided to embrace her own passion for writing, feeling the echoes of her mother's dreams calling her forward. It felt like destiny, a sign that she was meant to carry this legacy into the future. With Clara's encouragement, Mia began to write diligently, filling notebooks with memories, feelings, and dreams inherited from her mother. The words flowed effortlessly, and soon it transformed into a collection of stories, a tribute to her mother's journey and the life they had shared. Mia felt a sense of empowerment with each page filled, as if writing had become a bridge that connected her to her mother's spirit. As the weeks passed, Mia learned about a writing contest in her community. The idea struck her as an opportunity, an avenue to share her mother's legacy with others while nurturing her own voice. The contest embraced themes of hope, resilience, and family, everything she had experienced in her own journey. With her mother's dreams swirling in her mind, Mia poured herself into crafting her entry. Late nights turned into long dedication, where she weaved their stories together, blending the past with her aspirations. It felt surreal, and the more she wrote, the more she understood her mother's unwavering love. Finally, the day of the contest arrived, and Mia was filled with nervous anticipation. Surrounded by fellow participants, her heart raced, but beneath it all was a fierce determination. This platform wasn't just to seek validation. It was a chance to honor the legacy her mother had cherished while carving her own path. When Mia's turn came, she approached the stage with her heart pounding. She took a deep breath and began to share her story, her mother's struggle and resilience, and her own journey to embrace that legacy. As she spoke, she saw the faces of the audience reflecting back, wrapped in attention. With each word, the connection forged in that room felt electric, brightened by the love radiating from her heart. By the end of her performance, the audience erupted into applause, and she felt an overwhelming rush of support. It was a moment of recognition, not just for Mia, but for the spirit of her mother that echoed in every word spoken. After the contest, a sense of accomplishment swelled within her. She understood that no matter the outcome, she had already achieved something profound, the ability to share her voice, to connect with others through the threads of stories interwoven through their lives. Weeks later, Mia received an email confirming her place as one of the finalists in the contest. Her heart soared with pride, yet even more meaningful was knowing that her mother's legacy was reaching others, serving as a source of hope and connection. As she walked back to the cafe where it had all begun, Mia felt a surge of gratitude. Clara was waiting for her, her unwavering ally through each step of this journey. "You did it, Mia," Clara exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with joy. "I couldn't have done it without you," as Mia replied, feeling the warmth of their friendship surrounding them. In that moment, Mia realized that she had not only reclaimed her mother's dreams, but created new ones of her own that intertwined seamlessly into the fabric of their lives. Each story written, every person she connected with, symbolized the love and resilience that carried her into the future. As they left the cafe, Mia couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement for what lay ahead. Carrying her mother's spirit within her, Mia knew she was walking a path illuminated by hope, creativity, and legacy, ready to share her story with the world, one word at a time. With Clara beside her, she felt anchored in love, empowered to embrace every chapter of her life with open arms. As the weeks turned into months, Mia's life began to flourish in ways she had only dreamed of. The recognition from the writing contest opened doors she never anticipated. She received invitations to share her story at local schools and community events, each time feeling the echo of her mother's spirit guiding her forward. Mia embraced every opportunity, using her voice to inspire others, igniting hope with her tales of love, resilience, and the journey of healing from loss. Clara remained a constant source of encouragement, accompanying Mia to these events, beaming with pride as her friend captured the audience's hearts. Together, they would often discuss the stories Mia wanted to share, brainstorming new ideas and reinforcing the importance of the messages she sought to convey. Their friendship, strengthened by mutual support, blossomed, becoming a true partnership rooted in love and understanding. One sunny afternoon, as they strolled through the park, Mia paused beneath a blossoming cherry tree, the pink petals dancing in the breeze. "I think I want to publish a book," she confessed, excitement bubbling beneath the surface. "A collection of stories that honors my mom and showcases everything I've learned on this journey." Clara's eyes widened, filled with enthusiasm. "That's a brilliant idea. You have all these beautiful experiences to share. You must do it." Mia's heart raced at the thought. She had imagined writing a book, but restrained the impulse with doubt. Now, spurred by Clara's encouragement, she felt a wave of determination wash over her. "I will," she declared, her voice firm. "I'm going to put together everything. The memories, the lessons, the stories of others, and of course my mother's legacy." In the following weeks, Mia set to work diligently on her manuscript. Late nights melded into early mornings as she crafted each chapter carefully, intertwining her mother's journey with her own evolving narrative. The words flowed effortlessly, transforming her emotions into ink, and with every keystroke she felt a sense of catharsis. As she delved deeper, Mia decided to include stories from others who had been impacted by her mother's spirit, forging connections that further enriched her narrative. She reached out to those who had shared their memories at the candle ceremony, inviting them to contribute, creating a patchwork of voices united by love. The process became therapeutic, a way for Mia to reconcile her past with her present while nurturing her creativity. In sharing these stories, she realized they weren't just about her mother. They were about the resilience of the human spirit and the bonds forged through shared experiences. After months of dedication, Mia finally completed her manuscript. Sitting in her small room, she felt both dread and excitement about sharing it with the world. It was a testament to her journey, a bridge between her mother's dreams and her own aspirations. With trembling hands, she clicked send, submitting her manuscript to a local publisher she had researched extensively. Each passing day felt like an eternity as Mia waited for a response. Doubt attempted to creep in, but she reminded herself of her purpose: to honor her mother, to share her truth, and ultimately to connect with others. Finally, one crisp morning, an email arrived in her inbox. Her heart raced as she opened it, and as she read the words congratulating her on her acceptance for publication, tears of joy streamed down her face. Emotions surged within her: pride, excitement, and gratitude for the journey that had led her to this moment. Mia couldn't wait to share the news with Clara. They met at their favorite cafe, a bubbling enthusiasm swirling between them. "They accepted it. My book is going to be published," she exclaimed, unable to contain her excitement. Clara jumped up, embracing Mia tightly. "I knew it. You've poured your heart into this, and now the world will see it too." Overwhelmed with emotion, Mia felt a mixture of disbelief and triumph, grasping the reality of a dream intertwined with her mother's legacy. This was not just her victory. It was a celebration of her entire journey, of love, loss, and healing. As they sipped their coffee, laughter spilling over the table, Mia felt a renewed sense of purpose. Her mother's spirit lingered in every word she had written, and now it would fold into the lives of countless others. She envisioned holding that published book in her hands, knowing it would serve as a beacon of hope for anyone navigating the complexities of loneliness and loss. With her heart full of determination, Mia understood that this was merely the beginning. She was ready to share her story with the world, illuminating paths for others to heal and discover their own strength. Every word written echoed with the love and resilience that had become her guiding light, a legacy she would carry proudly into the future.